might look passionate, but I'm not angry.
Can you lastly, just last request, my
I'm
humble...
not bowing down in front of you.
No,
I'm
how
not
your
bowing
God
down.
bowed down?
I'm not going to bow down.
How
in
your
front
God
of you.
bowed down?
Listen,
how your God?
Muhammad was here with his troops and his swords, they wouldn't make me bow down. I would have my head cut off. I wouldn't bow down to that beat up.
Your God did it.
Right?
Did your God bow down?
I would not bow down to.
Did your God bow down? Did your God bow
I'm
down?
not going to bow down here in front of you.
Don't bow down in front of me. Go over there and bow down and show us.
Right? I bow down to my God and my time.
And who did your
God?
Who did your God bow down to?
Jesus, Yahweh.
Brother, 1 second. Who did your God bow down to?
To Yahweh.
So your God is Jesus who bowed down to Yahweh. So how many gods do we have now so far?
One God.
Very good. Very good.
One God.
Very good in maths, right? Brother, please. You have to be patient.
Don't you know 1 times 1 times 1 is 1? Don't you know that?
Actually,
mathematically, don't you know that?
Actually, mathematically, my teachers tell me 1 times 1 times 1 is 1 to the power of 3, not 1.
Yeah, 1 to the power of 3. 1
That's not 1. That's not 1.
3 in 1. You said A.
It's not the same.
Look, 1 to the power of 3.
It's not 1.
3 God.
Okay.
1. 3 1.
Is 1
3 1.
Okay.
3
Is 1 to the power of 2?
You just said it yourself.
Listen. Is 1 square same as 1 cube?
What? To the power of 3.
Is 1 square same as 1 cube?
So what did you say?
When you write
Can
it
give
down.
the formula again, please.
1 times 1, is it the same as 1 times 1 times 1?
Give the formula that you just gave. But 1 times 1 times 1. What is it?
It's 1 and a small 3 at the top.
Right. So 3 in 1 and 1 in 3. Hallelujah. Amen.
See you later. So now, as you realize, there are some people who believe in their belief system, leaving their intellect aside. So he realized one God bows down to. The reason why I wanted the demonstration is that he can at least reflect later on that how does his God bow down to someone else? And he says his God bows down to Yahweh. So one God bows down to another God. And he says that's one God. I mean, how on earth people at this time and age, with this information age, really believe in this kind of nonsense? You know, this can only happen when you don't use your intellect. When you're driven by emotions and nothing else. If you are driven by your emotion, you can worship a monkey. You can worship a potato. You can worship a banana. You can worship your own self. But when you worship Allah by rejecting everything else, then you truly become free from this slavery and this servitude of worshipping your own self, of your own creation around you, and you become truly in reality of worshipping your creator. That is what Islam is all about. Islam is about that you abandon and reject the worship of false deities, these false concepts of God, where one God worships another God, for example, or one God comes down and he's beaten up. He's about to beat up his God if he came down now. He says he's got balls. He can beat up his God and kill him. This kind of, stupidity in thinking is something that needs to be left aside with reason. Reason needs to make you come away from this kind of nonsensical belief system so that you uplift yourself to something that is God made you for. Made you with an intellect differentiating you from every other creation. Most creations, they don't understand the difference between right and wrong, the good and the falsehood, the truth and the falsehood. But human beings have given this capacity. If you lower yourself lower than the animals, then God created you and you wasted your whole life living worse than an animal. You can bring yourself better than an animal. Make yourself a human being, the normal human beings who can better himself or herself better than the angels by using this intellect, this reason, this rational faculty that God has given you and worshipping Him alone and none else. Then you'll realize how you are a very important creation of God. Islam is all about freeing yourself from this slavery of worshipping the creation, worshipping nonsense, worshipping absolute ridiculous things like this. Worshipping a banana? He's laughing. How can you worship a banana? You can eat it and that's it. That's the end of God. You can beat up God and He's dead. What kind of God is that? So you know very well in your hearts, in your mind, it doesn't make sense. The only thing that will make sense is what Allah brings you in the Quran. What the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, he brings in his teaching about God, that He is one and only, absolute, independent, perfect, not born, doesn't give birth, totally supreme, majestic, and there is nothing like unto Him. So we invite everyone to reflect on this and come to this realization and come back to worship of the true Creator. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله ولكم. السلام على من اتبع الهدى.